sometimes the dope pushers and prostitutes and gangbangers and hip hoppers are more wholesome in their attitude toward the pastor and the church than folk who've been in the church 100 years, still acting a fool. You act more like Jerry Springer in church than you do a child of God. My brothers and sisters, if you also look at Miss Pilot as I hurry on, she was a female. And you might say, well, what's the big deal, Reverend, about that? Well, because women at that time were property. You see, sisters, the man could divorce you, but you could not divorce him. The man could get rid of you if you put too much salt in the black-eyed peas and burned the cake and messed up the fried chicken. He could get rid of you if your figure went from a Coke bottle to a 2-liter. He could get rid of you if your mouth looked like broken window panes and a jack-o'-lantern. She was considered property. And so it is that those of us who are oppressed, who in the words of Howard Thurman have our backs against the wall, can identify her, because you see, somehow, beloveds, when those in power will not hear God, he goes to what I call the 4 L's: the least, the left out, the leftovers, and the lost. That is why we as people of color can sing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. That is why we can sing Amazing Grace, not how it's written in the hymn book. That is how, beloved, we can sing songs in a certain key in notes that ain't even on the scale, because we met God on the back of the bus. He walked with us in the cotton fields of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. He heard the tears of our children when they were lynched and burned and treated less like animals. He heard us. As I hurry on to a close, finally this text says, if you're going through a nightmare, can I preach a while now? Get good and sound counsel from those who are nearest and dear to you. It says that God will often go to the bottom of life's totem pole. I stopped by to tell you, if you're going through a nightmare, call on the man called Jesus. Jesus, can I get a witness, will turn your nightmares into dreams. Jesus specializes as a dream maker. That's how Jesus is. He'll turn your nightmare of pain into pleasure. He'll turn your nightmare of poverty into riches. Some of y'all after January 1 are going to live through a nightmare. You might get a pink slip that says you're going to get laid off. You might get bad news from the doctor that you got cancer and it's terminal. Some of y'all are living nightmares. You don't know where your children are. Some of us are living nightmares because, beloveds, we can't make ends meet. But the God I serve is able to turn your nightmare into a dream. If you don't believe me, can I call up old Moses? And Moses will tell you it was a living nightmare. He had the Red Sea before him and mountains on the right and on the left and Pharaoh's army right behind him. But I tell you what God did. God federalized the wind, the fire, and the water. He said, fire, I'm going to federalize you to stand between Israel and the Egyptian host. Come here, wind. I want you to put on your Nikes and run through the sea and turn it into an interstate highway. And come here, water. You see, you can stack bricks and stack hay, but I ain't never heard of nobody stacking water but God. He said, water, stand that had attention before the majesty of my glory. And Israel crossed over on dry land. I'm so glad that Jesus will hear you when you call him. You see, when my baby girl had a bad dream, she screamed, yes, at 2 o'clock in the morning and said, Daddy, and I went to her bedside and put her on my shoulder and said, baby, it's all right. Your daddy is here. When you go through a nightmare, just call on Jesus, and I'm a witness. He will pick you up and cheer for the land of God. I can cheer from a way maker. I can cheer from a bread. I can cheer from a water.
Asriel McLain, y'all, from Shreveport.
This song is going to minister to a lot of us tonight. And it's called It's Been Worth It All. Come on, choir.